Chapter 3, Xu Yan's Diligent Training. Stance settled, adjust your breathing, calm your mind, focus on your dantian, and sense your own Qi and blood. Xu Yan settled into a horse stance, adjusting his breath under Lai Xuan distance, trying to sense the flow of his Qi and blood. While instructing, Li Xuan said, "The method of cultivation taught by me relies on understanding and intent, not on form. You must calm your mind, forget yourself in the world, and deeply perceive to find the intent within." After all, it was all made up. There were no real techniques to pass on. He couldn't teach Xu Yan something as trivial as calisthenics, could he? That would be too embarrassing. So, the only option was for Xu Yan to hold the horse stance and try to feel the Qi and blood himself. As for not being able to feel it, that was a matter of talent. It was not about the techniques passed down by the master. Whether you can sense your Qi and blood depends entirely on your comprehension and whether you can glimpse the intent within. Once you can sense your Qi and blood, try to mobilize it to refine your skin membranes and enter the skin refining phase. Li Xuan earnestly taught Xu Yan. This is the foundation of martial arts. The master leads you in, but cultivation is up to the individual. You must cultivate well, perceive deeply, and rest when you are tired. Balance work and rest, don't be too hasty. The more impatient you are, the harder it will be to sense your Qi and blood. Do you understand? Xu Yan respectfully replied, "Master, I understand. Good, cultivate well." Xuan left with his hands behind his back, happily collecting Xu Yan's apprenticeship gift. 9-leaf yuan ji is a precious herb. I'll stew some and see how it works. Li Xuan thought to himself, taking out a small knife and carefully slicing off a piece of the 9-leaf. Then he went to the chicken coop, caught a chicken, and killed it, starting a fire to stew it with the herb. It's necessary to provide meals for this disciple while he trains. After all, he brought such a generous gift. It would be too heartless not to provide food. While An muttered to himself, while cooking, he glanced at Xu Yan, who was still in his horse stance, although he was swaying and about to collapse. After a while, Xu Yan could no longer hold on and began to rest. This was his third break. "Let's just get through this for now. It's not that I want to deceive you, but you came here willingly." Li Xuan shook his head and paid him no mind. For the time being, he wouldn't be found out. Moreover, Xu Yan's presence gave Li Xuan a chance to leave the small village, perhaps safely passing through the evil desolate forest. He had already thought out a retreat plan. Once he left the village, he would settle in the kingdom of Wu, far away from the kingdom of Qi, away from Dong County. Even if Xu Yan discovered he had been deceived, he would have no means to target him using his background. Xu Yan resumed his horse stance, focusing his mind on sensing his Qi and blood. Qi and blood exist within the body, circulating throughout. How to sense and mobilize them? The master said it's all about understanding and intent, not form. Xu Yan continued to sense his Qi and blood. However, apart from his legs feeling sore from the stance, he felt nothing of the so-called Qi and blood. Don't be discouraged, it's only been a short time. Persistence will surely yield results. Xu Yan encouraged himself, his gaze firm as he continued to hold his horse stance in search of his Qi and blood. The chicken soup was finished. Li Xuan took a look. Xu Yan was still holding his stance, so he didn't disturb him and began to eat. 9-leaf wanjai, a rare treasure in the world. Consuming it prevents illness, keeps one youthful, and extends life by 20 years. I wonder if that's an exaggeration. After Li Xuan finished eating, he felt more energetic, as if he had become much lighter. "There's a bit left, I'll let Xu Yan have it." Muttering to himself, he stood up and walked over to Xu Yan. "How's it going?" Xu Yan withdrew from his stance, looking somewhat dejected. "Master, I still haven't sensed my Qi and blood." "It's alright, the path of martial arts relies on perseverance and a strong will." Li Xuan confronted him, finding it amusing inside. "Of course, he won't sense his Qi and blood, I made it all up. If he did sense it, wouldn't he be a prodigy? You still have a year, you must be hungry now, go eat." Hearing this, Xu Yan suddenly felt a pang of hunger and gratefully said, "Thank you, master. This is chicken soup made with 9-leaf yuan ji. Eat it, it's a good nourishing dish." "Was, master." Xu Yan was moved. The 9-leaf yuan ji was his apprenticeship gift, and yet the master took it out to make soup for him. The master truly did not care about the gift. Just as the master said, his arrival here was indeed fate. While eating and drinking the soup, Xu Yan asked, "Master, how long does it usually take to sense Qi and blood and enter the cultivation?" Well, it varies from person to person. Master, what's the fastest time someone has taken to enter? Lijuan rolled his eyes inwardly. According to the made-up cultivation method, he'd never managed to enter. What if I set the entry standard too low? If he doesn't cultivate anything, he might become suspicious. I need to set the standard higher for prodigies. Lijuan thought to himself and then spoke. In ancient times, prodigies completed skin refinement in 5 days, bone refinement in 10 days, and organ refinement in 15 days, after which their muscles and bones would rumble, and their ki and blood would surge, successfully entering. About a month. Axian's eyes widened in astonishment. 5 days to complete skin refinement, entering in a month. Is this what the master considers a prodigy? Can I complete skin refinement in 5 days? Today, I can't even sense my ki and blood. 5 days to complete skin refinement is surely impossible. Could it be my talent is lacking? Lixian felt a surge of anxiety. Lishan kept an eye on Cyan's expression. It was good that he felt nervous, so he continued. Of course, that's for ancient prodigies, 1 in 10,000. You need not be anxious, as long as you can enter within a year. That would be considered qualified in my eyes. So in the master's eyes, a year to enter is merely considered qualified. Xian's gaze became resolute as he solemnly said, Master, don't worry. I will definitely enter within a year and will not disappoint your efforts. Lichuan patted his shoulder, looking pleased. With your determination, it's worth it for me to break my own rules to take you as a disciple. Xuyan was immediately moved. At the same time, he felt a stronger sense of urgency, quickly finishing his meal and standing up, saying, Master, I'm going to cultivate! I must strive to practice hard and let down the master's efforts. Si Yan's resolve strengthened as he quickly left to continue his horse stance and sense his ki and blood. This silly boy! Lishan shook his head and sighed. He didn't intend to deceive anyone, but now there was no turning back. From the moment he accepted the apprenticeship gift and started making up cultivation methods to pass on to Xuyan, Lichuan knew he could not turn back. He could only walk this path to the end. Night had fallen. Before going to sleep, Lichuan stepped outside to take a look. Xian was still diligently holding his horse stance, truly hardworking. Feeling a bit reluctant, worried he might tire the boy out, he said, Cultivation requires a balance of work and rest. If you exhaust yourself, it will harm your foundation. When it's time to rest, you must rest! Master, I know! Xian respectfully replied. Lichuan shook his head, closed the door, and went back to sleep. And that brings us to the end of today's chapter in our story. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. We have more thrilling chapters and exciting stories coming your way. Thank you for listening, and until next time, keep your imagination alive. See you in the next chapter.